Once you log into Clever, the first page you'll come to is your homeroom page. You can customize your pages for students. You don't have to, but it is an option. Since we'll be using Google Classroom as our LMS or our learning management system to post assignments, you may not find this necessary. You may not want to use this part, but it's there if you'd like to. You can add resources and personalized pages for each class to help your students. This is also where you can find useful tools like printing badges or seeing who's logged in. The Just You page is a private page just for you. You can add any resources that you want quick access to or want to test out before you share with students. One thing you can do is add links. Some teachers have added links to Netflix. That's just for them. They don't want their students to have the link to Netflix. But if it's something you use in the classroom and you want to have access to, have it readily available, you can put it in the Just You page. The district page is where you'll find apps shared by the district. You'll also find apps shared by the district that are assigned to you by scrolling down below your pages. And you'll see the apps that have been assigned to you. Okay. You can hover over any of these apps. For example, Focus. We all use Focus. If you hover your mouse over that icon, you'll see a hollow heart in the upper right. If you click on that heart, it fills it in and then automatically moves it to the top so you don't have to continuously scroll down. Okay. Next, let's look at the Classes tab. Here you should see all of your classes listed. If you click on any one of your classes, it'll give you more details. You'll have your students listed and their contact information. So if you click on a student, if they have contact information in Focus, it will show in this section. If you teach second grade and under, you'll have the option to download a badge. Okay. If you are third grade and higher, you can get a backup login code for your students. So if you teach second grade and under, at any time you can come in and reprint student badges. Or if you have a student that moves away and transfers out of the district, you can void their badge. If they transfer to a different school in the district, you wouldn't want to do this because they can still use that badge to log in at that school. Scroll back to the top. What you'll also see is a list of all the apps that are assigned to that class. You can launch any of these apps to your class at the same time. So Google Classroom, if you click on that, it will launch that app to all of your students in this class. You can also log your students out all at the same time. Okay. If you hover over the title of the class, you can change the name to something that makes it more identifiable to you, like first period, second period, whatever. You can make that whatever you want so that you can know what class that is at a glance. Okay, I'm going to go back one to the analytics page. This page lets you see what your students have been doing in the last whatever time period, the 2 days, 3 to 7 days. It'll tell you what apps they logged into, how long they spent on them. You'll get a lot of good data on this, on what your kids have been doing through Clever. As long as they log in through Clever, we all have to get in the habit of going to Clever first, using that as our single sign-on to get to everything else we need. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about the apps and how they work. There are actually two types of single sign-on. One is the typical single sign-on where students have to put in their username and password the first time they access the application through Clever. Most everything that you see in Clever is going to be that single sign-on. Then there are applications that roster, okay? Study Island, iReady, and Renaissance are 3 that roster students for us. So what that means is students don't have to put in their password, neither do teachers. The first time they click on the application and they are in automatically. So that's nice. Okay. If you need any more training or like to know more about Clever, there is a Clever Academy. You should find that icon on your homeroom page. That Clever Academy takes you to a learning portal where you can go through training modules, and it'll show you all the ins and outs of Clever. But basically, Clever is our single sign-on. It should be your home screen on any device that you use for school. This is our first stop. Students and teachers need to go through Clever to access all of their school-related applications.